Today's the 29th. I'm still in my PJs. This is probably gonna be how I spend the rest of the day. Probably change later. I'm kind of shocked. Do you want to talk about it first, or? Some people have been very cool about the whole situation. The people that we didn't expect, like my husband's coworkers, they don't even know me, and they were like asking about me and the baby and how we're doing. And it's almost like the strangers are more, except for like blood relatives, but it's almost like the strangers are more, what is the word? Sympathetic or like caring, maybe even, I don't know, just being polite. I think is common sense for people to do if you're close to somebody, right? But it seems like it's the other way around with this. I guess this video is what do you do, right? What do you do? What do you say to somebody? First of all, don't assume someone is dying from COVID. Literally, in my video from yesterday, I am out of the woods, and so is 3 other people from this house. And from the 8 that I mentioned at the beginning, that's 5. 5 out of 8. And the other ones that aren't out of the woods aren't experiencing anything dire or severe. So, honestly, those people that don't know how to say or do or whatever, it's like the misinformation has overtaken their brain over the reality of what people are living. If someone has, I don't know, like, what's it called? The tooth extraction, which is like the back one. What is it called? The molar? No, the wisdom teeth. When someone has like their wisdom teeth removed and they're like your friends or your family or whatever, what do you do? What do you do in that situation? What would you do in that situation if someone had their wisdom tooth removed and you knew them even if they weren't close to you?
Ask them, is there anything that I can get them, like a soup or anything, or how they're doing? How's the pain? What you going through?
Yeah. What about, like, if they were, like, your really, like, close friend?
I would probably offer them, every time that I saw them, like, soup or something, ice, or, like, constantly checking.
Yeah, but you can't really see them, right? So, like, what would you, I don't know, like, you're a guy. What would you do? You'd probably send each other, what, like, memes or...
Yeah, to make them laugh or just say what's up, how's it going, game if they want a game, if they can't talk, just, you know, send them music videos or whatever.
Right, because the only problem is what? What is this person going through?
Pain in their mouth.
Right, and do you feel the need to say my condolences to them?
No.
Okay, that's my point. If you want to help anybody, this is not just a coronavirus COVID situation. Anybody that you find out is sick with anything, you don't automatically go into my condolences. How is that going to be helpful to anybody? You're like, and several people, like I'm not going to say who, but someone in this house had a phone call or some sort of call saying, oh, I don't know if you're going to get this in time. I hope you do. I don't know if you're going to get this voicemail in time. And then like a whole confession and whatnot. And it's like the day the person was like told, you're free, you're fine, you're not contagious, you're all good. It was a really light strain that hit you guys. And that person that was so-called like family friend, like what? So my thought is, when it comes to people reacting like that, like, I don't know what the heck you guys are watching in media, because yes, it's been scary since the beginning, since before we even caught it. It was scary. We did our best not to catch it, but to be honest, we also knew that they were already strains that weren't that strong. if you really look at the numbers, if you really look at people's comments on the stats of the numbers, you will realize that people are not surviving but coming out. You know, they call it survival because it is a pandemic virus. Like, so just like someone would have a cold or a situation of any sort, you're not gonna go and call them, leave them a voicemail of your confession and say my condolences. Like, to a person that is alive, kicking, and nothing's happening to them, even if it was a severe strain that somebody had, you don't just, like, what, how does anybody think that that's mentally healthy for the people you love or care for? You're gonna call them, you're gonna say all of that, you're gonna go cry. I mean, these people have cried because they feel terrible about the things they did to us. Like, we're fine. We're different age groups. We're okay. Like, yeah, there's all these symptoms and leftovers that we're gonna deal with. But if you really think about it, any cold, any virus, anything can affect you that way. Or if you have like a major surgery, you're still affected some way. Even with like traumatic situations, you're mentally affected. So you don't go to someone that just went through something or is going through something like, oh, my condolences. Or I don't know if you're going to get this in time. Or I just don't know what to say. You don't know what to say to someone that's going through death. The worst thing you can do to people that have a cold, have a virus, have a, I don't know, cancer, have, are amputated, have something, is make them feel unhuman. Make them feel like lepers. Make them feel like casts. That's the worst thing you can do to somebody. And that's what you do when you think you have nothing to say. Literally, it's better to say, I have nothing to say. What would you like to talk about? Be humble about it. When my grandmother passed years ago, I had a friend who did nothing about it. This day, we're not friends. Absolutely nothing. And I had been there for that person. All you had to say was my condolences. You don't even have to, if you don't want to get into a conversation with someone because you, I don't know, you believe in auras, you believe in negativity passing by you. I mean, like, then just leave your peace and go. But don't treat people like they're dying. And even if that were the case, you don't focus on that. It doesn't. So one thing that we have learned from all of this, and we were talking with other people that have survived or are surviving the virus, or have overcome it, or whatever you want to call it, is that you really find out who's really there for you and who's not, including family. And that's sucky, but at the same time, if you ever suspected people not loving you, not caring about you, freezing in the moment, not being able to do, like, respond for you or your family, if you ever suspected that, this was something that would confirm it. Another thing that confirmed who's there for us, like, all 8 of us, is, like, we only know that only God's there for us, you know? So we're here for each other, but in specific with this virus, if a whole household doesn't get it, you can't even get close to each other. So imagine 1 out of 8 had gotten it. That one person would have to be isolated. And then the rest of us are going to treat them like lepers, like, you know, I don't know how to talk to you. Like, I mean, the other people in this house, what do I do? What do I do with the people that are not sick but have their last days to count? Like I said, you keep the morale up. I send them music videos. Today, I sent like your Elf Yourself video. I've sent like random things, like memes, random videos, you know, asking them, yeah, how you doing? Do you need anything? You know, can I call something for you? Do you, like, you know, need something done on the computer that I can do from my phone? Like, whatever, like what you would do for, like, a person that just got their tooth extracted, or someone that just has, like, a runny nose or something. You do the whole get well soon thing. You don't do the whole I'm so sorry you're gonna die, I regret what I did to you thing. Like that's really about you at the end of the day, and it's not about the person around you. So then again, um if you know people going through this, like I said, just treat them like normal. We do have friends that have done that for us. One individual has had really, really good friends that just is up with them like all night on the phone or gaming or whatever. And other ones like myself, I've had meetings every night in prayer, and like also times to talk with other ladies, and there's endless reasons, but the reasons aren't good enough not to reach out to people you so say you love or care for. Anything that you'd like to add on to?
The only thing that I want to add is imagine yourself in that situation, right? So you're not dealing with severe sickness or whatever, but you're still going through isolation, and you are feeling junky some of the time. It's a cold. Colds suck. So reaching out to those who, you call your friends, or you like them or love them or whoever they are to you, it's just being a nice human being. Honestly, if we show a little bit more compassion and caring for one another, then that's what happens. The world just becomes a better place. We're just trying to make a better place for everybody else.
Imagine how, like my husband said, imagine how they must feel. That the person or the people that they depend on or love or care for or work with or whatever situation, when you're a tough time, they won't even send you an emoji. Like the very least, I think you can send a sad emoji and a get well soon emoji if you have no words to say. And obviously, one of the most shocking things for us is the strangers or people that you didn't expect. They're the ones that are there for us. Dealing in isolation, and we're a family here, so we're able to not go loopy. But for those that are isolated, whether the strain is severe or not, and they have nobody except for their friends or coworkers or I don't know, whatever, and they don't reach out, like that's kind of like wishing that they were gone, because now that person is not just dealing with a virus, they're dealing with solitude and loneliness, and you're not making it better, you're making it worse. Then, like I said, you're making it about you, you're not making it about the other person, and that doesn't show love. Overcome your fear and say something. What day? The 29th?
Mm-hmm.
We've got nothing to do, but I'm gonna enjoy doing nothing. Well, you're spending time with your friends. See, that's what I'm saying. His friends know, and his friends are like, okay, you feeling up for this and that? You online gaming, and you let us know, and hope you feel better, man. And then they move on and they start talking about games again, completely normal, which is how it should be.
Oh yeah, knowing Shuфei by now, anybody that is a little bit better than him, yeah. Yeah, Shinja, whenever he sees a time to poke and prod Shuфei, he will, because that's just like how it is.
I'm filming you.
Why?
Filming you gaming.
Playing D&D.
Yeah. Your friends all know, right? And you're
but they can't be on. I have to keep them on the air.
No, I know, but I'm just saying they all know, and you're one of the people that still have a couple of days left.
Yeah.
Today, like, they were just like, how you been, right?
Yeah, just had a little bit of conversation. Then we said, let's not get into reality now, and let's just get into non-reality stuff.
And then they just treated you like always being complete jerks.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. That's how it should be. Anyways, catch you later. Bye.